when I returned from the grand jury and they actually indicted Amber Geiger for murder, I asked, or I indicated that I looked forward to a murder conviction. So until the trial, I prayed and I fasted, and that's all I asked God for, to give her a murder conviction. Because my son's life was taken away, and we live in an age now where it's not an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So I could not ask that her life be taken away as well. But I thought that whatever she was convicted of would cause her to have a completely different life. So being a murder convict, I know she will not be able to vote. She'll have to declare her conviction when she has to get another job. And now I'm quite heartened with the executive order, which states that police officers who have done wrong would now be included in a registry of offenders so that they cannot get back into any other police department. So I am not too happy about the 10 years. However, I believe God is in control, and I'm hoping that during the time that she sits in a prison cell, she will reflect on what she has done, the pain she has inflicted on my son and on my family, and come out of that prison a better person, a person who would never ever think of pulling a trigger on another man. I am still fighting. I am still calling on authorities to do what is right. And I believe the protests that we're seeing right now, although there were protests after every single incident, and I'd reached a point where I was asking, when will it ever end? I kept saying it over and over. I thought after Botham, it would have been the end, because I kept saying that I did not want to see another family suffer the fate that we did. And I am so sorry to Tamika Palmer and to Wanda Cooper and to the other mothers who have lost sons following Botham's death. I'm so sorry to Tatiana Jefferson's family that she could have been in the comfort of her home playing videos with her nephew and be shot in her bedroom. I'm so sorry for Jamel Robertson's family and for E.J. Bradford's family. And now we have Rashad Brooks. I am so sorry for all of these families because we all suffer the pain. Birthdays are no longer the same. Anniversaries are no longer the same. Every time I reached a point, at some point following Botham's death, I didn't even want to see other people happy. I was so sad that if somebody, a random person at a mall or in the supermarket would laugh, I would feel like holding them and beating them up. I didn't want to see people laughing because I lost a son who did not deserve to die in the way that he did. He was in the comfort of his living room. He chose to stay indoors that night to watch the first game. He was happy. He called his sister saying, oh, he couldn't wait for 10 o'clock so that he could watch the game. He had settled in for the night. And his life was taken by someone who swore to protect and to serve. Someone who ought to have had the right training to observe their surroundings and to de-escalate a situation. But instead, she hastily pulled the trigger and blew up my son's heart. If America does not shake up after all these incidents, the tears that we all share as mothers will be the tears that will break America. I have 3 grandsons in America right now. and a daughter. And I am still scared. I am still scared for all of them, because I am not sure that all the protests and all the voices that we're hearing and all of corporate America coming in denounce police brutality and white supremacists, that it will stop. But I believe that it's a step into development. Just like Martin Luther King and all the others who came before us, we now have to continue, not necessarily for ourselves, but our children and our grandchildren. I am seeing some progress, and I'm hoping that where we're at today is etching closer to the complete eradication of police brutality and white supremacy. I am a realist. I don't believe that Rome was built in a day, but I believe that every step that we make is a step that seeks to help another Black family from suffering what we went through. So like Sabrina, I will continue to stand up and speak out and take whatever action that I need to prevent this from happening to another family, to another person. I don't live in the United States. I'm not a US citizen. I live in St. Lucia. My children chose to go to America to seek education. And while they were there, they were able to get employment legally in America. My son Botham loved Dallas, but what Dallas did to him was completely opposite to what he did for Dallas. And therefore, I believe following the executive order and following all of the actions that have been taken by major sporting organizations and corporate America, that the city of Dallas and the respective cities that have inflicted harm on our children should stand up and do the honorable thing by looking at us as victims and doing what is right for us. I think it is, like my son did to Amber Geiger, it is a time when major organizations need to come down on their knees and ask for forgiveness for the wrong that they have done to our children. I believe the Senate in America, Capitol, the president, cities, police departments need to take that knee on behalf of George Floyd and on behalf of all of our children who have suffered at the hands of these police or these white supremacists, and beg for forgiveness for inflicting such harm on our children.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.